Okay, let's continue our discussion of strategy and HR planning. And hey, you are still doing great. So far, we've talked about strategy, how it relates to human resource management, and we've covered the first two of the 6 steps in strategic planning. So we've talked about mission, vision, and values, and we've covered external analysis. So let's take those off our list. We have a few more steps that we want to talk about, and right now we're going to focus on internal analysis of a business when we're looking at strategic planning. When we're talking about internal analysis, we often talk about this, step 3, as looking at the 3 C's of a business. The 3 C's of a business are culture, capabilities, and composition. Capabilities, what are we talking about there? We're talking about core capabilities. These are bundles of people, processes, and systems that distinguish an organization from its competitors to help deliver value to their customers. The culture that we're going to examine in a few minutes is all about how we do things around here. So the corporate culture is part of our internal analysis. And the last piece, the composition. These are our groups of employees, and we're going to walk through 4 different buckets of composition, how we've organized our workforce. So let's talk about this composition. There are 4 different areas when we're talking about our business, about how we organize our people. The first group is what we call our strategic knowledge workers. These are people within our business who have unique skills that are linked directly to our corporate strategy. Remember that strategy right at the top of our pyramid. For instance, we could say research and development people. Without these people, we cannot execute our strategy, so they are critical to our success. You could probably also assume that these people are some of our highest paid workers within an organization because we need them and their skills are unique and linked directly to our strategy. The second group of people are our core employees. These people provide essential skills for the success and growth of our company. Their skills are very important, but perhaps not as unique or difficult to replace. So they're our second group of people. Our third group in our composition are our supporting workers. These people are less tied to our strategic plan, and their labor is generally available out there in the market. These would be people like our administrative support people, for instance, or our lower level managers. We say that the scope of their duty is somewhat limited, but they are still important to our business and critical for our business to run on a day-to-day basis, just not as tied to our strategic plan overall. Last but not least, we have our partners and our complementary skills. These tend to be people that are not hired by our company. They may be partners that we only bring in when we need them, like lawyers or outside consultants, for instance. We don't need them on a daily basis to help us move our strategy forward, but we may on occasion need to bring them in to help us out with special projects. This next area looks at the capabilities of our people as a strategic resource. Companies can achieve a sustained competitive advantage through their people if their people are able to meet the following 4 criteria. First of all, the resources must be valuable. People are a source of competitive advantage when they can improve the efficiency or effectiveness of the company. Value is increased when employees find ways to decrease costs, for instance, or provide something unique to customers, or perhaps some combination of those two. The second is the resources must be rare. People are a source of competitive advantage when their knowledge, skills, and abilities are not equally available to the competitors. For that reason, many companies invest a great deal to hire and train the best and the brightest people to gain an advantage over their competitors. The third is the resources must be difficult to imitate. People can be a source of competitive advantage when the capabilities and contributions of a firm's employees cannot be copied by others. We're going to look at Southwest Airlines in just a second. They're a great example of being difficult to imitate. Last but not least, the resources must be organized. What we mean by this is that people can be a source of competitive advantage when their talents can be combined and deployed to work on new assignments at a moment's notice. Teamwork and cooperation are two methods for ensuring an organized workforce. These four criteria highlight the importance of people, human capital, and show the closeness of human capital to HRM and strategic management. Have you ever flown on a plane? Have you ever had to listen to those boring safety announcements? Well, Southwest Airlines does it differently, and I would encourage you, if you ever have an opportunity to fly with Southwest, you'll see how they do things. They sustain a competitive advantage through their people, and their people meet all four of the criteria that we're talking about. They are valuable in that what they provide is of value to their customers, something unique, some new experience that people don't get elsewhere. They are rare. They are a source of competitive advantage with their knowledge, skills, and abilities. And Southwest invests a lot of time and money to ensure that people are trained and that they have the best and brightest employees. The third is they are difficult to imitate. As you watch these two videos, I would challenge you to try and imitate them, but they certainly create a unique experience. And last but not least, they are organized. There's a lot of teamwork and cooperation that happens within Southwest to make sure that when things change, when the economy changes, they can deploy people to work at various different assignments, even on a temporary basis, to meet the challenging needs of the economy. So take a second, take a look at these few videos from Southwest Airlines.